Imagine conference. So we'll talk about that with Denise. But first, wanted to bring on Melanie Guerrero, and we really tried, Melanie, to get some answers from the police spokesman, Sergeant Paul Tapau. I know that you probably heard the interview with him. Uh, Sadly, he didn't give us anything. It's all still under investigation. And guys, Melanie came on the show. I want to say last week. Her son Michael has been missing. Melanie, good morning. First of all,
Good morning. Sorry.
have you heard anything at all from the Guam Police Department regarding the investigation surrounding your son?
Um, I think, you guys know how this works more than I do. There's just a lot of critical things going on in these early stages. And I'm just put in a position where it's hard to be able to share things out there that for me, it's just about finding my son. And I hope you all understand that. And that I was briefed, and I'm at that stage where I'm trying to trust the law enforcement agencies in what they're doing and their capacity to do it and get it done as soon as possible in finding Michael. Um, that's really, the what they're not. They just are very critical about information right now, and certain information being out there. And I think you guys have more experience with them than I do. So you understand more about how these things work. For me, it's just happening. It's just been happening now, and I'm just learning about the process. And so for me, I just want to get that message out there again about, who Michael is and what our family is going through and what I'm going through as a mother, having to wake up every day and sometimes hardly sleep because I don't know where my son is. And right now they don't even know where my son is. So that's what I can say.
So no one has reached out to you, I guess, since we last spoke about having seen him or have spoken to him or where they think he might
Um,
be?
I'm hearing, yes, as far as reaching out to me, yes, some of his friends have reached out to me. Um, I've gathered more information since then, and I've talked to the GPD about all of that. And then, I of course, I'm just not going to live every day about not trying to find out some information. But again, it's just in the early stages that, they're not gonna want to leak out any information right now. And as his mom, as Michael's mom, I'm just, there's certain information that cannot be said. And for me, that's all I care about, is making sure that that's preserved to finding Michael. And I don't want to compromise any of that because my only concern is finding my son.
Right. Do you believe he's in danger?
I mean, I don't know, I know that he's not here. I haven't heard from him. I know that someone knows something. I know that something has definitely happened to him. That I know. And whether he's in danger or whether he's hurt or whether someone is holding him or hiding him or any of that, they don't even, the authorities don't know that. And I don't know that. That's what is happening. as far as danger, I just feel he is in danger because I haven't seen him. I haven't heard from him. It's been already 17 days, and every day is just a new day of the same day for me and our family. So all those thoughts of being in danger and hurt and what is happening to him, or what may be happening to him, those are all thoughts that go through a mother's mind, and it's very hard
Melanie, the last time
to have to process it.
we spoke, you had mentioned that your son had some relationship issues. Do you think that those were serious enough to be a factor in his status?
I'm not weeding anything out. Everything that is coming forth, it's being looked into. And I'm not going to say that that could be a factor because there could be so many other factors that I'm aware of. So we can't just say it's one thing. I'm open to hearing everything and listening to what I'm being told. And it's not just going to be about one thing that I'm going to narrow my thoughts to because I haven't seen my son. I haven't heard from my son. I don't know where he is. So it's hard to say right now whether or not it's just one thing that is a factor in Michael being missing.
Right. I'm sorry to ask, were there any issues with drugs or anything that you think could have led to anything with Michael?
Michael is an adult, and Michael has young and he has a lot of friends. And if I'm being told about certain things, at the end of my thought is Michael's not here to answer for himself. And until we find Michael, we can all speculate about what he must have been doing or where he was, what he was doing at the time he was doing it. And Michael's not here to answer any of those kind of questions or my thoughts about that. I don't want to say and put out there such things and thoughts like that because I've already had, I've said before that I've had serious conversations with my son. And, I did understand about things in his life that were happening that was related to relationships and decisions he was making and leading up to decisions that he was trying to change about things that was going on in his life. And to me, whenever I saw my son, that was never a concern when I saw him. I think Michael always wanted me to see him in a way that, Mom, you don't have to worry about me. I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. I didn't see that side of Michael.
Melanie,
If you're asking if I thought that he was involved in any drugs, he made a lot of effort to make sure that I didn't see that side.
in sharing Michael's picture around, I get a lot of comments of people who say, "Oh, he looks really familiar." Can you give us a little more background on where people might recognize Michael from, and then that could maybe, I don't know, help some people remember anything at all? What school did he go to? What activities was he involved in when he was younger? Just that kind of stuff, if you could, ma'am.
Yeah. So like I said, Michael grew up around, he was a very young age. He was involved a lot in church. He even inspired to be a pastor of that church. And he led a lot of young youth group in his age group and was just trying to be so influential back in those younger years, And Michael has always been a person that valued his friends. Like I said before, he's always having a lot of friends was very important to him, and getting older, and he worked at the hotels. Early on, he led a team in that department that he was in. He used to work in the pool side of the PIC. He had a lot of friends there that he formed a lot of good, close relationships with people. He became their team leader. And then after doing that, we started a company back in 2015. I'm actually in the real estate industry, and as a mom, and you Michael's my oldest son, so I wanted him to be very involved in the real estate industry. A lot of us and our colleagues, a lot of our kids kind of follow in our footsteps. And that was something that he did a lot in the early years of us starting our company back in 2015. He was very involved in that in the first couple of years. He was able to travel to Asian areas, and just trying to form relationships, and being a young mind, and just seeing the world, and coming from a small island, it was very like intriguing to him, meeting people that were really of status, and being able to travel and be around, surrounding himself with those people that became inspirational, investors out there in Asian countries, and him as a young mind, being able to meet them and talk with them, and inspire him, and coming back home and talking about those experiences. The first couple of years of our company together, it was really focused on that. He was always talking to all his friends, and meeting people even on the island, and talking to business people about the company. And I think he really primarily wanted to focus on that. He wasn't like I'm going to sit in the office all day. We kind of tried that, and he wasn't too into like sitting at an office. He enjoyed more talking and interacting with people. And I think a lot of that, people knowing who he is and who he is, and meeting more people, a lot of that came from that, I believe, and that's the things that I remember, and as far as your question about that.
Yeah. Melanie, 17 days. How are you and the family making it through each of these days?
Well, for me as the mother, I'm just having hope and praying, that Michael is safe wherever he may be. I'm hoping that he's not hurt. I'm hoping that I don't have to eventually face the fact that I'll never know what happened to him. I'm hoping that someone will somehow, they'll know something, and they'll say something. For me and my family, we're just trying to survive hour by hour. The hours are rolling into days now, and the days have already turned into more than 2 weeks now, from the time that we knew something was wrong and that Michael is missing. And right now, hope is all I have, and to imagine myself without my son, Michael, it's just it's a horrible, horrific feeling that a mother has to go through, and for me to have to deal with and to process it. It's definitely very difficult, but I just want to think positively, and I want that message to be out there of hope, and having, I don't know where Michael is, and there's no outcome of that. And I just have to believe that there is a chance that Michael is still alive. My family also, we're very grateful for the help that we're getting from the public, and they can help in so many ways. And that's if, pretty much I just want to ask people if they notice something that's odd out there, or something, they hear or see something that sounds odd, or it strikes a chord in their mind, and they heard something. I really encourage them to please contact the Crime Stoppers. It may be something that you think is unimportant right now, but it may be the one missing piece of information that the authorities are going to need to put this puzzle together and to locate Michael.
Melanie, did the police tell you anything about the condition of Michael's vehicle when it was found?
They did release some information to me that it's like I said, it's early on in the case that I can't really talk about right now, and I hope you understand. And I'm going to keep repeating this again, that my only concern here is finding my son, and there are some things that have been already released that I know and I'm comfortable with the law enforcement agencies, that they are doing their work to get this done and to resolve as soon as possible. I feel very entrusted in them, that they're doing everything they can. And so with the briefing that I had, I believe that they're doing that, and that soon, I'm hoping that they will find Michael soon.
All right. Well, our prayers to you, Melanie, and your family. I can't even imagine, what you must be going through, and certainly respect you trying to
Really is hard
withhold.
to imagine. There's a lot of thoughts and emotions that go through your head, and
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up. It's going to be very tough if we don't find Michael soon, and how to plan for that, and him still being out there. It's going to be very tough, but we're just trying to be strong, and that's even tough, and just trying to be a support for each other and our friends and people that reached out to me and our family, and trying to support us in their prayers and their love and care for the fact that Michael is still missing, and trying to help out in providing what they can to help the authorities find him.
Thank you, Melanie.
Thanks, Melanie.
Keep us posted, okay? Yeah. And
I will definitely. Thank you.
Okay. God bless you, and our prayers are with you and the family and Michael.
Thank you so much, Chris and Bray and
Okay.
Jason.
That's 9:45. Let's take a quick break, and we're coming back with GCC as their workforce conference continues. That's next on the link.